Hello, hello, hello. I don't even know if people are in here or if anyone or a soul knows the fact that I am live streaming right now, but I am live streaming for the first time ever in life on YouTube. And today I wanted to do a live stream instead of actually recording a video. Because sometimes you got to edit the videos, you got to put them together. It's like less organic, less there's a production you have to put together there with editing the videos. And so this is my first live stream. I just wanted to bring my thoughts to you guys about The Boys, episodes 1 through 3, and just give you guys my initial thoughts on this show. Now, I've been a fan of The Boys for a very, very, very long time, since the first season. I felt like I was on the up and up when The Boys came out and absolutely no one was watching. And I myself was very taken aback by this, because I was thinking there was no way that people could not know about this fire TV show. And so I started spreading the word about The Boys like a crackhead did crack in the 80s. And let me tell you, people started to pick it up. And not only did they start to pick it up, they started to like it. And they started to get criminally addicted to seeing Homelander, Butcher, Huey, Mother's Milk, Starlight, A Train, The Deep, and even Ashley do crazy things week in and week out. And so this is the same exact feeling that we have with season 4. I'm kind of grateful that we've got 4 seasons of this show. There's nothing that you can say to me that would make me think, I could have seen The Boys having 4 seasons. No, I did not know that we would get this far with The Boys Mayhem, but hey, here we are. So look, people, let's get into my initial thoughts on the season. Man, this season is crazy. This season has some unexpected twist, and so far it is doing very, very well at living up to what The Boys represents and the standard it's set in the industry. So we can't ignore the elephant in the room, and that is, of course, the commentary on the alt-right and just the MAGA movement in general. And they really played it up this season with bringing in the superhero, the Firecracker, into the 7, and seeing how Homelander operates politically and all those types of things. I think it's very interesting to take that route. I know a lot of different people were not exactly worried, but curious to see if that would alienate any fans or have them feeling any type of way. And so the interesting thing about it, I think, just for a viewer as myself who does not consider themselves a member of the alt-right movement, um, it's interesting to see other people have their critiques of it and their artistic opinion on it. And so that critique is all throughout the season, all throughout the first 3 episodes. It's kind of a subplot in a sense with bringing in Sister Sage, the superhero who is the smartest person in the world. And kind of her whole plot and her whole reasoning for being in the 7 is to help Homelander kind of destabilize things. And, I'm not going to say anything that would put me in any hot water, but I think we can say the alt-right movement doesn't like how the current government and current slate of things is running. And so destabilization to them would probably be a great thing. But moving on from that topic, our main man, Billy Butcher, has a countdown to his life. The man does not have long to live and he's feeling all sorts of regrets. He's seeing his dead ex-wife and talking to her. The man is bleeding black stuff from his ear and has stuff moving through his head. And so we get to see really the extent of Butcher's humanity his regrets, the things that he harbors uh, within him to this day. Because in prior seasons we have seen him have like regrets and things, and about he never knew what happened to his wife and how that went down, and now that she has Brian and he couldn't save her, and all these other things, they've all come to a head in this season. And so I'm very interested to see where they go Butcher's Butcher's storyline. And so that leads me into with Butcher leads me right into Homelander. And you can't talk about Homelander this season without talking about Starlight, because the two are in direct opposition of each other, being that Starlight's groups, the Starlighters, are kind of being the progressive left movement that is standing up against Homelander's fans, right? You can call them fans in a sense, and that they're the opposition. Starlight wants to step away from the Starlight. She doesn't want to be Starlight anymore, and she just wants to be Annie January. But she just can't be Annie January anymore. She has to take an active role as Starlight to give her people a symbol of hope, a beacon of hope, a person of power who can help influence the movement and in a great way at that. But Homelander is, I feel as though that we've kind of seen this side of Homelander. He isn't unraveling, but quite frankly, he's always been crazy. And so to see what else he will do. He, like I mentioned, he brought in Sister Sage, and that's the next thing we'll talk about. But he brings in Sister Sage, who's the smartest person in the world and who can give him ample feedback and wants him to know that she can be a contributor to not only the Seven, but to what he wants. And Sister Sage is an interesting character as well, because her motivation as a character is very interesting, because we don't know exactly what motivates her and what side of the fence she's on. She grew up with A-Train, and she got kicked out for some reason, got kicked out of a superhero camp for some reason. And so we don't exactly know her motivations, her circumstances. She's a very interesting character, but I think she sees, she wants to be useful, and I feel like she has a self-preservation mindset. But then at the same time, it's like, oh, what do you stand for? What do you stand for, Sister Sage? We know the Deep, A-Train, this black noir guy that is not really noir, but they just found him on. I think he went to Godolphin and studied acting and something. And so these people, they don't have a backbone. They're not really gonna offer anything to Homelander other than be his lackeys and do whatever they want. There's actually one scene which I think is very freaking hilarious, where Homelander is just fed up with them being stupid, and he turns to the Deep and says, "Go blow A-Train." And the Deep almost does it. He's like, "Sexuality is a spectrum, right, bro?" And that was so hilarious. But you see it amplified, the simple fact that Homelander feels like, I'm surrounded by idiots, and it serves as even more of a purpose as to why he got Sister Sage and brought her in. And she didn't want to initially be a member of the Seven. She wanted to be working in the shadows, incognito, nobody knowing her name. But now everybody knows her name, so she can't just be as incognito as she was in the first couple episodes. And so it'll be interesting to see how she continues to interact with Homelander and even the other heroes. She had this interesting interaction with the Deep, and don't know where she lies with that, but hey, I think the most interesting character of this season is definitely A-Train. A-Train has definitely been through the ringer for the past few seasons. I feel like he's been a titular character and has lost probably the most out of all the characters, right? He lost the girl he was messing with. He lost his speed. He's drugged up. He feels guilt about his brother being paralyzed. And so A-Train has been kind of working up to kind of being flipped to the other side and being fed up with Homelander. And we see that take more of an interesting role in this season, and I hope A Train can break out of the hold, the vice grip that Homelander has on him, and that he can actually be of service to the cause of good, because a soup like Homelander is no good. And so, listen, guys, listen. I will be covering this. I was debating covering this because I just didn't know if, I would be behind the eight ball and covering it. And then I'm also covering The Acolyte. I'm covering House of the Dragon, and then just all the other stuff that I have planned for the channel. It's like I'll throw another show on there to keep up with, but I think I will, because I think The Boys is a special show and I love The Boys. And so to cover it would just be awesome. I think I want to cover, just let me know down below if I should cover um, My Adventures with Superman. That show is phenomenal. It's amazing. It just doesn't have a lot of buzz around it. I think people would find it dope if they got past, the animation thing. Animation is good, guys. It's cool. It's fun. They can do a lot of inventive things. This is why Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse are some of the best superhero films to ever exist. And so this has just been a live. There's been nobody on this live, guys, but I'm here delivering the goods because, hey, this is my first live ever, and I'm just gonna do it, man. I'm just gonna come on here, and I'm not gonna have any expectations, because I'm clocking in, I'm clocking out, because I'm here because I want to build a community of people, of movie lovers who just want to be seen and heard, and we can have dialogue, and we can discuss, and we can have a healthy debate. And I think, this is just an opportunity for me to build a platform and where I feel like my voice mattered. Like a lot of the, people who cover and review movies, they don't look like me. And so, you know, there's a few notables out there, but I think, why not? Why can't I have a seat at this table? Movies are for everyone. And so I feel like, I can be here and I can do a just service to the community. And so this has been the first ever Juju Writes Live. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and keep it locked.